All right, what's up? We live. Let's see. All right, so today we got something like testing on GJ gold. We can even probably take a look at Bitcoin. Possibly take a look at Bitcoin. Last week was NFP, but markets went crazy. Markets definitely went crazy last week. So we definitely still has some fire setups that we could take a look at. Let me get set up real quick. But yeah, last week we had GJ one day drop for like 200 pips almost. That was wild. We had gold made some nice moves. Bitcoin has been kind of sitting where it's at right now. Honestly, just waiting for it to break higher and see what we actually what it wants to do. So at this point, it's just been playing around. So we will see. But let's go ahead and get to going. I need to. It's Saturday morning. It's 10:30, and by my age, I should be tapped in. That's just that on that, you know. But nah, we gonna get set up. I've been trying to figure out a way to set up my camera and my laptop so that you can see me and see my camera. But honestly speaking, it's been a bit of a struggle. Not gonna hold. So I'm curious to see what this got going on. Okay. Let's see if we can set this up though. I might have to talk from over here because I want to go live on Instagram as well. Instagram likes to play. Not even Instagram for real, it's just the camera setup. That's a little odd. Makes it a little bit difficult. I gotta get those stand Johns? The stands. But we get innovative over here. So we can put it into a box. Luckily, this has screen share. But when it comes to Instagram, if I could lay this on top of something like that, that would be fire. You know what I'm saying? We get like that perfect view right there. But what can I put it on? How about we try this? Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn my face. Alright, y'all bear with me. It might be a little we gonna be real professional. We're gonna be we're gonna be real professional real soon. But for right now, we're just trying to get the setup down. So we got going on. All right, bet. So let's look at it. Let's take a look at. Let's start with GJ, and then we'll work our way into some of the other. Some of the other pairs that I trade. All right, gold, Bitcoin. We're starting off with GJ. It's GJ on the daily. Let's go ahead and mark off where the week started. So this was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. All right, we'll mark here. I just said that was the beginning of the week. I only want to look at this week, this trading week. All right, bet. Then what I'll also do is come in here and mark off the 2 a.m. Right, 2 a.m. is London session. That's when I trade. That's when I trade. So you can go ahead and mark that off, right? But honestly, I'll be up mad early, and I need to start adjust. I need to adjust my sleep schedule a little bit because I'll be half sleep when it comes to getting up to look at the charts and stuff like that. All right, so let's go ahead and mark this off. We'll mark off 2 o'clock for every day this week. 2 a.m. Then we're going to take a look at potential setups, moves that we could have taken, how you could have looked to execute in this market on these trades, if there was any setups for that day or not. And yeah. All right, so now we got those. Remember that this purple line is simply just London session. We even make this a little bit smaller so it's not like that. This is just going to be kind of like a session break. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, right? So when I'm looking at the charts, I'm trading, right? I'm daily. I'm looking at like each day when I come on the charts to trade. I'm looking at the daily candle, right? What the last day did. I'm looking at the 4 hour to see how that 4 hour candle formed, right? Because the 4 hour is a pretty strong indication of what's going on, right? So if you can determine what the next 4 hours look like, the next 8 hours, you got a pretty solid chance of being in the market the correct way. And then I'm looking at the hour time frame for my entries, right? And that's after I looked at my daily and my 4 hour, because my daily and my 4 hour basically give me the direction of the market, right? But yeah, when I drop down into my hour time frame is just giving me the trend that price is in. And I'm only looking to trade that current trend unless there's a break and retest of trend going the opposite way. Right. So let's actually get into that and actually what do I mean by that? Right. So let's start on a weekly real quick, right? Because at the beginning of the week I am looking at the weekly time frame, right? To see, all right, what the last week do, what could this week be looking to do, blase, blase. Right. So last week we saw this bearish kind of rocky candle happen, right? And I call this a rocky candle because, right, price attempted to push up. If we look at this candle here, we see what price attempted to push up, right? To push up, wasn't happening. So what happened? It came and shot all the way back down, right? And it turned inside out and went bearish. Okay. So this right here is a good indication to me that sellers are trying to control this market, right? Buyers attempted to push higher, but sellers are really controlling this market. So this right here, these, and then this 3 pin, right? 1, 2, 3, with this middle one being the highest, these two being lower. This is kind of like a head and shoulders pattern, but with candlesticks or with wicks, right? So that's already kind of telling me that This price could be bearish, right? This is telling me that this price is bearish already, right? So let's go into the day and let's kind of see what we got going on. We can see last week even ended, right? This bearish candle right here was last Friday, right? The Friday before this one I just passed, right? What do we see? We see this bearish candle right here closed below these candles over here, right? Which was this last level of support, right? So if I take this cross here, right, we can see that this candle closed below these two candles over here. All right, so that again is another indication to me that price is going bearish. Okay, so we had a bearish bias for the week, and so when we get into the week, we just want to keep those little things in mind. Okay, but let's go ahead and let's start looking at potential setups and where we're looking to get into the market, right? So this is what I'm looking at when I come into the market, right? So let's say this is Sunday, right? This space between this black and this purple line is Sunday. This is going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then this over here was Friday. Okay, so let's take a look at Sunday, Monday on our daily time frame. Okay, and again, we had this candle here formed lower than this candle here, right? So already off that, seeing that this candle, like bearish engulf or bearish variation, these two over here, right, close below this level, this minor support level over here. I already am looking for the next day to be bearish, right? So I know that my bias is bearish for that next day, right? So let's take a look at Monday, Sunday, Monday, and what do we see happen, right? It went bearish, right? It went bearish. All right, now let's take a look at our hour time frame to see where we could have possibly potentially looked to execute in this market. All right, so boom, right now, as we know, this purple line is where I am looking to get into the market. All right, hopping on here on Sunday, Monday. Right, what do we need to know? Right, price is bearish, right, but ultimately, what am I looking for to happen inside of this market? Right, coming onto this chart is the hour time frame, right? So remember, this is what I'm looking to execute, right? But what do we see here? Price, all of this price is moving sideways, sideways, sideways. This is 230 where I'm looking to get on the charts, and then what do we see even from here? This price is still moving sideways. Right, so here at this point, what I would be looking for, right, if I know I'm already looking like price is already bearish, right, we know that because our 4-hour, our daily told us that, right, but what am I looking for to say that this, all right, this price is now continuing bearish? Let me hop into this trade for a sell, right? Here at this point, at 230 when I got on, there was really no indication that price was coming down, right? We seen price came up, came back down, came back up, 230 came back down. This is all consolidation basically. This is 5 o'clock and I still hadn't got a break in the retest of my hour time frame, right? So what I'm looking for is going to be simple break in and retest, right? So if I know that where's my last support level, right? That last support level is what I want to see broken and retested. Okay, so coming on at 2 o'clock, 2:30, my last support level was over here. Okay, my last support level was right here. Move this up a little bit. Move this over. Right, my last support level was right here. All right, so 2 o'clock, when I come on here, I'm looking for a break and a retest of this level. Okay, I'm looking for a break and a retest of this level. 2 o'clock came around. What happened? Price was here. It came down, right? I'm still watching. I'm still watching. I'm still watching. You see this nice candle rejected up here. But then what happened? Price came and found support back at this level. Okay, then what? Pushed back up. All right, still nothing. Okay, I'm still looking for a break and a retest of this support level. Now, I could drag this out and see that price eventually did break, came back to do this retest before continuing to move to the downside, right? But let's take a look at what time this happened at. This didn't happen until 10 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. So this is Asian session that this happened. All right, so for Monday, let's just chalk it up. We got no trades for Monday. All right, that's what we're looking at. If price hasn't moved by, let's say 4 o'clock, I'm not really looking to enter any trades or anything like that. All right, so let's keep moving. I might potentially look at it during New York session, but it really all depends. All right, but let's take a look over here at, this was Monday. Over here we got Tuesday. All right, so let's take a look at what Tuesday did. All right, so looking at Tuesday, right, we know Monday the price was already in the downtrend. So when it comes to Tuesday, right, this price was already in a downtrend, right? So I'm just looking for a continuation of this downtrend. I'm gonna trade the trend until the trend is broken. Okay, but what do we see here? This minor resistance level here was broken when price came back up. Okay, this was Tuesday when I'm looking to come on the charts. Okay, this is when I'm looking to come on the charts. So what would I be looking for here, right? If I'm looking for price to continue falling, right? I can see here at 230, price had fell during Asian session on Monday, right? So when it comes to here, this price has been falling, right? Meaning that price is at a low. If price made, right, let's say we're looking at this and we see price created high, low, a lower high, a lower low, lower high, boom, right? All of this is price falling to make a lower low. Okay, so at 230, when I came onto this chart, I'm not looking for no trades because price is low, right? You never want to sell low. You want to buy low and sell high. All right, so price was coming down to create a lower low. I want to wait for some sort of pullback or something to happen before I just hop into this market, right? Let's see. Price did this minor pullback and then continued to drop. All right, I wasn't feeling this market too much again. Not taking any trades, right? But again, let's notice, right, what's actually going on here, and let's just analyze what did happen on Tuesday, right? So here we can see this minor resistance level here was broken when price began to push back up. All right, so already that's signaling to me that all right, price could be looking to reverse. All right, when you start seeing a break of minor structures and things of such, right, it didn't break our high, right? So it didn't break our structured high, right, which was up here at our previous high just yet. It hadn't broken this high, right? But it did break out this minor high over here. All right, so this is still something I want to pay attention to, right? Because this could be telling me potentially a market could be looking to reverse. All right, and then notice what it did. Now, after seeing, first off, this break here, right? Just knowing patterns and what I know about patterns. After seeing this break of this minor resistance, right? Price coming back down, I want to pay attention to this support right here. I want to see how price reacts to this support when it gets back to it. Right, what happened? Price attempted to come back down, wasn't even able to reach this support level down here. What happened? It started to push back up, and then it consolidated for the rest of Tuesday. Okay, rest of Tuesday consolidated. Still no moves. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so nothing really Monday, nothing really Tuesday. We can even look at this and kind of see on the bigger picture what do we have going on here. We got high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Then we had this nice little break to the downside. And then now what is happening right here? Down here, price found a lower low, right? And now what do we just analyze over here? Price broke the structure, boom. We can see over here, price starting to come back up, right? But notice what we had over here. These lows over here, right? We had a low on this support, a low on this support, and a low on this support. All right, so this green line right here was a strong support that we had marked off for a higher time frame. And then what do we see happen on Monday, right? It broke that level of support. Tuesday, right, it looked to begin to find, right, that support level, that lower low, right? After a lower low, it's going to be a lower high. All All right, which is why on Wednesday, what do we see? All right, we see this price push to the upside. Okay, and now this push to the upside, we can consider this price coming to make a lower high, right? So support turn into resistance, right? Lower high. All right, we can just say this is a break and a retest. All right, broke the support level. It came back to retest it. Okay, support turned now into resistance. Okay, so let's take a look though at Wednesday. Let's take a look at what market did on Wednesday. All right, so this was Wednesday coming in at London session. Right. Again, what am I looking for? All right, so for us to say that, all right, this price is now pushing to the upside. What am I looking for? Right. What am I looking for to happen to say, all right, now we push it to the upside? Right. So when I came on here on Wednesday morning, right, what do I see here? All of this right here is consolidation. Right. So I just have this boxed off, right? I'm just waiting for a break out of this box for price to either go higher or lower. Right. But what do I want to take note of? Right. If this was all price coming to the downside, right? We had price over here creating high, low, lower high. I'm gonna say lower low, lower high, higher low. Right. I'm looking for a break and a retest of this previous high over here. I want to see this previous high broken and retested. Okay. So if this price breaks out of if this price breaks out of this box and continues to move higher, it has to break and retest this high. If price wants to continue moving lower, right, I want to see a break and a retest of this low. All right, so let's draw that. Let's kind of draw that out. So if price is going to move higher, I want to see a break and a retest of this high. The price is going to move lower, right? I want to see a break and a retest of the previous low to confirm prices continuing moving to the downside. All right, so this yellow line is going to represent a continuation of trend. This black line up here is going to represent a break and a retest going the opposite direction, right? A trend reversal. And then you're just waiting to see whichever happens, right? So here, when I came on, price was consolidating, but what did we see happen? Price came up. This was during the start of New York session, right? The start of New York session, we seen this price came up, broke at 8 o'clock, came back to retest at 9, and then continued moving to the upside through London session. Through New York session, right? So looking at here, right, even though this is outside time, right, New York session, right, what I did catch this move, right, price broke and it came back to recess, right? So I had a buy limit, right? I had a buy limit here after 8 o'clock, seeing that this candle broke above this resistance, right, or this previous high. What am I looking for? I'm looking for price to come back, retest, and then continue moving to the upside, right? So I set a buy limit right at this high right here. Okay, I set a buy limit right at that high. Let's get this off of here. Right, I set a buy limit right at this high. Target was right here at this support turn resistance level. Why? Because I know this was a lower low down here again. Paying attention to our higher time frames, right? Pay attention to our higher time frames. I got a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price broke this, right? Telling me what? A swing low has to be created down here, right? So now I have a lower low, right? After a lower low, I know price is going to go to make a lower high. Okay, where could that lower high be going to? Right, to retest this previous support level. All right, so that would be my target. Coming up, support turn to resistance. Okay, and then my stop loss is going to go right below the wicks of this area. All right, so looking at this, once it activated, I came down to my 30, it was either 30 or 15 minute, and then I set the stops. Right, this one had a 10. I had a 10. I know I had a 10 pip stop on this trade. Boom, that's a 1 to 6 ratio. Right, so for any loss that you take, you want to have a 6 reward, possible 6 reward going into this trade. Right, so price broke above this line, came back to retest. After this retest was over, what did we get? Nice clean bullish engulfing at 10 o'clock. If you trade GJ, I'm not sure about GU. It might be the same. But if you trade GJ, 10 a.m. is a solid time to look for momentum during New York, right? If you're trading New York, 10 a.m. is a solid time where you normally get those nice pushes in the market, right? But we can see this nice candle. This was 10 a.m. How many pips is this? That's a clean 24 pips in 30 minutes, right? So price of this retest caught in on the buy limit, right? We can even see how clean this entry was. It was right below right below these candles, right? The retest was overpriced, continued to move to the upside. All right, but again, like I said, this did happen during New York. So whether you would have been able to execute on this or not, kind of just depends on you, right? Are you sticking specifically to your trading plan? Are you not? Are you being a little lenient with it, right? You see a setup coming, whatever the case is, right? But that was that. Nice 1 to 6 reward to ratio. So nothing Monday, nothing Tuesday. Nice little 60 pips on Wednesday. Let's take a look at Thursday, because Thursday blitzed. Thursday honestly blitzed. All right. So coming on here on Thursday. All right, what do we see? 2 a.m. Price came up to this support term resistance level, right? And now what was it doing? Right, it was kind of rejecting this level. Okay, let's zoom into here. Let's see what's going on. Right, we had these wicks rejecting. Okay, price attempted to come up. Nope, it wanted to come back down. What do we see? It broke right back below this level. Then 2 o'clock here, we've seen price again attempting to push higher. 3 o'clock, what do we see? This long rocket, this bullish rocket candle. Right, we see this rocket candle again. Remember what I was saying this was before. Buyers attempted to push this price all the way up, but then what happened? Sellers came in real strong and shot this market back down before the candle closed, leaving with this nasty wick up here, right? This is a rejection, right? That's market showing exhaustion. Sellers weren't strong enough to hold buyers weren't strong enough to hold price up here, right? So what happened? It rejected it and it started to come down. All right. Again, knowing where you're at inside of your market structure is going to be very important. Right. So let's take a look at our 4 hours and let's see what we got going on. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right. What happened? Price came back up to this level. Boom. Also coming on at 2 o'clock, we can see that this bearish candle right here formed with a bearish engulfing. Okay, so if you see a bearish engulfing on the 4 hour, your next 4 hours should be bearish. Okay, your next 4 hours is going to be bearish. For the most part, right? 9 out of 10 times your next 4 hours is going to be bearish. Okay, so we got this bearish engulfing before London, right before our 230 candle, right? We had price came back, broke this support level, came back to retest it, right? So we know after this level, price should be continuing to move to the downside. Okay, and that's exactly, let's take a look. That's exactly what it did. All right, so again, it rejected this level, came back, broke, and continued moving to the downside, right? So now where are you looking to execute on this trade? All right, again, if price is going to continue moving to the upside, we want to see a break and a retest of the previous high. Right? We want to give market a free range to move and do whatever the heck it wants to do. Right? Market is only going to either do one, 2, three things, right? It's going to buy, sell, or it's going to consolidate, right? So we just want to give ourselves the best opportunity to execute on this market for where it's at. All right. So if price continues to move up, right, which we had here, this is Wednesday, price is moving up. It's going to continue moving up. We want to wait and see a break and a retest of this high. If it's going to now move to the downside, we want to see a break and a retest of this low. Okay, what do we see here? 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we had this nice rejection up here, which is already telling me that this price should be looking to come down, right? We had our 4-hour bearish engulfing, and we got this nice wick rejected up here. Looking over here, and now we see what? Price breaking through this low, right? Here's where I want to though begin dropping time frames, right? Already seeing this nice rejection here on my higher time frames. I know that this should just simply be a lower high. Then I get this nice rejection at 2 o'clock, 2:30, right? I'm already looking for a sell. I'm looking to pull the trigger on my sales, right? So now I'm starting to drop time frames and see, all right, where can I be possibly looking to execute in this market here. Okay. So here here London, it just broke, right? There was no retest here, it just broke. It is broke, it fell down, right? But coming into New York session, right, we could see we got some areas where we could have potentially looked to enter at, right? So when we start seeing these pullbacks, right, you want to wait for a pullback. Okay, here, yes, you could have taken an impulse entry, just hopped right in, but you honestly want to wait for a pullback. I like to see some sort of retest from actually getting into the market. Right, so we seen this price was dropping. Then here we saw 6:37. We saw this retest happen. 8 o'clock, we seen it drop some more. 9 o'clock. Right, this is going to be going into London, or I'm sorry, this is going to be going into New York, right? It's going to be New York getting started up, right? We're seeing these retests happen over here. This is what I want to see, okay? This is a previous support that I had, right? So I can be looking for now price to break and retest my higher structures, okay? I don't have to try and jump in on this, fast running market, right? I can wait for price to break and retest, right? A stronger level, so I know where I want to be looking to get into the market. Okay, as this price is falling, you can look for a break and a retest of any of these areas over here, right? We can look for even, right, a break and a retest of any of these lows that were created when price was moving to the upside, right? Because as price starts to move to the downside, it's going to react to those previous levels that were created, right, as market was going the opposite way. All right, so let's even take a look at some of those on a lower time frame. All right, so we didn't get a clean retest to these levels over here, right? But notice what we did get down here. This major this stronger support level. Let's just take a look at that one. Okay, this stronger support level, right? So our hour low, right, or our higher time, or our 4-hour swing low, right, which was over here, right? So this was what this green line represents, right? Was this low that was created over here. Now what do we see happen? Price broke it, and then we got this nice candle, came back up to retest before it continued falling down, right? So again, we can move forward with the sell limits, right? We can look to execute with these sell limits. We could have boom. After that broke, we could have a limit set there for the retest. We go with like a little 10, 15 pip stop loss. Okay, and then target. All right, where are we placing our targets at? All right, I'm looking to go down into this daily, this daily level that I have marked in over here. All right, so you can go to this 4 hour or this daily, right? But just seeing how strongly this 4 hour came down during London, right? Chances are this going to continue, right? We also had a break of this structure over here, right? So I'm gonna pull my target down to the daily level, right? And that's when my trade. Now we got a 1 to 8 with the reward on the trade. We a little more. I'll probably get this like 25 pips just because of where it was formed at. Right, so even a 1 to 5, that's a beautiful setup. That's a beautiful, beautiful setup. Okay. And then coming into Friday. All right, so that was Thursday. And then Friday, what did we see happening? We see Friday was kind of moving sideways, right? We saw price came up, came down, came back up, broke back down, right? So what you will be looking for again, if price is going to continue moving to the downside, you're going to be looking for a break and a retest of the low, right, of the last low that was created. Right, if price to say price is going to continue moving to the downside, you want to wait for a break and a retest of the low, or want to see a break and a retest of a high to say that price is now moving the opposite direction, right? Coming in here on, well, this would have been the last high for London. All right, so before this, 2 o'clock, 2:30, before we came on here, this is what we'd be looking at, right? Breaking a retest of this low to say price is going to continue moving down, or breaking a retest of this high to say price is going to move up, right? We're looking at this, we had price moving up, came down. So by the time we came on, what do we see? Prices between here, we got this break at 4 o'clock. Okay, so now after this break, what are we looking for? A retest, right? A retest. Price did come back up to retest, what you could have here, right? You could have a sell limit set inside of here, right? But something I want to take note of, right, is peep this box that I have down here, right? This lower level box that I have down here, right? This is also Friday, so I'm not looking to take no entries at 9 a.m. on a Friday, right? I'm just not looking to do it. I'm not really pressed to put any of these moves on Friday, right? Market dropped 200 pips on Thursday. Chances are it ain't gonna do too much more for the week, right? So here at this point, I would just honestly just look to avoid any of this over here. But what I do want to take note of, right, is this, again, this level that I do have down here, right? So here we can see there was a double bottom created. And this white box, right, if we know about our double bottoms, right, price is going to retest our neckline, right? Price should retest our neckline. So we have boom, 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 right? So this right here, that's what created inside of here was the neckline, right? So price being so close to this level, being at prices in this uptrend, I'm not really looking for this price to keep falling too much lower, right? I want to see price respecting this level here. All right, so again, it was Friday. It's at that level. I'm not looking to take no trades right there. It just doesn't make sense to. All right. But yeah, I would say about 2 trades on a week for GJ. You got a 62 pips and a 10 pip stop, and you had a 123 pips and 25 pip stop loss. So if you just took those 2 trades, you would have 123, 85, about 185 TP, 185 pips secured with about 35 pips stop loss. So that's a beautiful, that is a beautiful trading week, if you ask me. Alright, that cut off. But that's a beautiful trading week, if you ask me. But yeah, that was GJ. Let's take a look at a couple of the gold trades I did take. So I won't go through the entire week, but let's take a look at some of the trades we did take. Took this sell thing and price was going to continue down. I believe this was last week though. Hopped out of this trade because it was exhausting. Right? I seen this beginning to reverse. Wasn't really doing too much, so hopped out of it. But let's take a look at this over here. Same thing, right? Any way that we are inside of this market, right? When we're inside this market, right, we want to follow the same type of strategy, the same plan every single time, right? So looking at gold, right, we can see that, let's see what we're looking at, right? So here we have price in this overall downtrend, right? For our higher time frame, we can see high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. All right, all of this is price trending to the downside. All right, so looking at each of these moves in between here, I'm just looking at price to continue moving, break a structure, retest, and continue moving the opposite way, right? So you can catch each of these moves in here, right? This sell down, this buy up, this sell down, this buy up, this sell down, right? So how do you actually do that, right? How do you actually execute on each of those moves inside of the market? What am I looking for, right? Up here, price, everybody's like, yeah, I think this gold is going to continue moving to the upside, right? But just following structure, price has been in a downtrend. Okay, so I know that all this is simply is price going to make a lower high. Okay, I just know that this buy up here was price going to make a lower high, unless what? I had a break and a retest of my structure coming down, right? Which we never got. Okay, but paying attention to this over here, we could see what? Price was trending to the upside, right? High, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, high, right? So looking at this, I know that at this point, right, I'm looking at gold around 9 a.m. All right, so we can actually go ahead and just mark off 9 a.m. real quick. All right, I'm looking at gold at 9 a.m. Okay, because that's when it's looking to move. Maybe like 7, maybe like 6 to 9, right? Because that's when it really gets is nice little push. 6, maybe like 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. You can look to trade gold, right? But just looking at this, right, coming on here at 9 a.m., what am I looking at? Again, I'm either thinking that price is either going to do one or two things. It's going to break trend, a reverse, or it's going to continue moving the way that it's going, right? So if price is going to continue moving higher, what am I looking for? A break and a retest of the last high that was created, right? So this high up here will have to be broken and retested to say, all right, price is going to continue moving higher, right? Or a break and a retest of the previous low to say, nah, price wants to now move to the downside, right? So what do we see here? 9 o'clock. All right, this is the last low over here. What happened? At 11 o'clock, it broke it, right? You want to see some sort of retest happen? We got this little boom, boom, boom happen inside of here. And continue down, right? But what did I see? The way I actually caught this trade here was looking at even price, even higher, right? Sniper entry up here, right? Dropping time frames a little bit. right? So as this price was moving to the upside, I seen that price was scaling, right? When I say scaling, this is what I mean. Look how small these buying candles are. How much is energy is taken for buyers to move this price to the upside, compared to how clean this move price sold coming to the downside, right? So I know soon that price is going to be looking to fall off somewhere. Okay, so I already have that in mind. Um, so again, when price got up here, what am I seeing? I see exhaustion, 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 right? Meaning price is not really looking to move any higher. I can see this double top forming here. So what am I looking at? I'm looking at, I dropped to 30-minute, and I'm looking at this smaller structure inside of here, right? So before price even broke um, this 1 hour low, I'm looking at price to now continue to the downside from here to break this 30-minute low. What do we see here? Price broke, came back to retest, and then continued moving to the downside. All right, so that was a clean move on gold. Let's take a look at what else we got going on. And then the target, let's look at the target real quick for this one, was coming all the way down, right? This was a daily level that I had over here. I'm like, yeah, price got a clean, a pretty clean drop off to about this level. I didn't see it dropping here and then stopping, right? Because this was an even stronger support, not too much further from here. So rolling down to here, that was a clean move. But let's take a look at this move here. All right, again, following the same rules that we follow, right? This price had made a lower high, lower low, and then what do we see during the day? It came up and it started doing this funky trending to the upside, right? So looking at this, like, all right, well, what are we looking for? We're gonna be looking for a break and a retest of this high here. Now, all right, breaking a retest of this high. And again, I'm just setting buy limits. For these to be activated, right? Once we get that break. So we see here, we see price broke above. The next 30-minute with this wick came back down to retest this level before continuing moving to the upside. Then stops would be right below here. I won't move the stop because that's not where I had it at. Where I had it was where I had it already, right? But the stop could be even a little bit higher on that one. Then you just riding that bad boy up, right? But now let's even take a look though at what it did, right? We seen this price was trending up, higher high, higher low. We got a break of this high over here. Okay, so we got a break of this high, a break of this previous high. Price came up to make a higher high. Now, what do you look for? Retest, right? You want to see price retest this level, but then continue moving to the upside. Now, let's take a look at this. Like, let's pull out this high and notice what happened here. Let's get this off. All right, notice what happened. Price broke up. It consolidated a little bit throughout the day, but then what happened? 8 a.m. Right, this came right here. There was news at 8:30. Right, this price went a little haywire. But what did it do? It retested this level. Right, you can see the wick just missed that level. Right, retested. And then this price shot up. it just went crazy. Now I was in this trade. I actually got stopped out on this wick right here. And the reason for that, right? When I like to doing these backtests, I do like to look at the trades that I lost, and determine why I lost this trade and what I could have done better to not have lost this trade. So I actually want to take a look at this move right here and see why did I enter this market so early. I knew that it was going to continue moving to the upside, but why did I execute so early on this trade, right? So price was going to break and start moving to the downside. It had to do a break and a retest of this level if it was going to continue moving up. I was looking for a break and a retest of this level, which we did get here. 9 a.m. came, boom, shut up, retested this level, and then continue moving to the upside, right? So I really shouldn't even have entered this market until over here or at this retest level of the higher time frame retest. But yeah. Yeah, this price was definitely not moving at this point. We see these candles were very, very small. Again, very, very small coming down. I should never have been in this trade. That's the bottom line of that. I should never been in this trade. Till price came up, broke, retested, and then continued moving up. So yeah, I actually like this move that happened here. 9 a.m. it broke above, came back to retest, clean retest, buy limit at this level for price to continue moving higher. So that's a patience thing, right? Not jumping the gun, even if you know which way price is going, right? You have to have stops somewhere in place. You don't want too much drawdown. You want the cleanest, sniperiest, stirs entry as possible. So just wait for it. Just wait for it. But yeah, that's what we're looking at on gold and GJ. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin did make this sort of what I'm looking at. I look at Bitcoin a little bit on a higher time frame, but still following the same structures. I see this kind of inverted happening here. I would look for this to be a retest and then probably to continue moving to the upside, right? But what price is currently doing right now is downtrending. Okay, so we had a high, a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Boom, we got this nice little break here. Price came back down, wasn't able to hold this support level, right? Came and is continuing to break to the downside. All right, so looking at Bitcoin as of right now, right? What do you want to see to say that this is all right now? This is reversing, right? So I want to see a break in a retest of this 1 hour high, right? To say price is going to the upside, or if you are looking to take sales, I don't really recommend too much taking sales on Bitcoin, right? Of course, you can definitely sell Bitcoin, but I'm not too fond of it. I'd rather just ride the bigger wave, and let this happen again. It is also Saturday, right? So I've been trying not to trade cryptos too much over the weekends, and just giving the weekends as time to like rest and let the markets like chill for a little bit and let your mind rest a little bit. But yeah, if price is going to move up, we're going to want to see a break and a retest of this previous 1 hour high. If it's going to move down, we want to see a break and a retest of this low. And then yeah, that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. But that's what we got for the week for our retest. I hope this was able to add some value. I hope that you guys learned something from this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram at BBIGX2. And yeah, leave us some feedback in the comments on here. If you haven't already, like and subscribe this video. If I was able to add any type of value, if you learned anything, if this added, anything to your trading journey, maybe you found something that I want to add this to my trading style. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think, and I will catch y'all next week with the next back test. We out.